Welcome back to CIA Declassified. Today we look at the software that shrank the world and turned every civilian computer into a satellite terminal. Imagine it is the year 2001. The agency is desperate for a way to visualize the rugged terrain of the Middle East in 3 dimensions. They didn't find the solution in a government lab, but in a struggling startup in Mountain View, California. By funding this digital globe, the agency didn't just change the face of war, they changed how you find your own house. This is the story of In-Q-Tel Keyhole, also known as Google Earth. The birth of Keyhole represents a radical shift in how the agency procures its eyes. In 1999, the CIA established In-Q-Tel, a nonprofit venture capital firm designed to invest in high-tech startups that could provide leap-ahead technology for intelligence purposes. A quote from former CIA Director George Tenet: "We needed to move at the speed of business, not the speed of government. In-Q-Tel was our way to reach into Silicon Valley and grab the future." End quote. Keyhole Inc. was a company struggling to market its Earth Viewer software until In-Q-Tel provided the seed money and connected them with the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. A quote from Keyhole founder John Hank: "The investment from In-Q-Tel was the catalyst. It allowed us to refine our data streaming algorithms for the most demanding user on Earth, the U.S. intelligence community." End quote. The software was famously used during the 2003 invasion of Iraq, where news networks used Keyhole visuals to show battlefield movements. In 2004, Google purchased Keyhole for an undisclosed sum, rebranding the technology as Google Earth and making it free to the public. Keyhole founder John Hank later went on to lead Niantic, Niantic, the company that created Pokemon Go, using the same geospatial foundation. A quote from Gilman Louie, first CEO of In-Q-Tel: "In-Q-Tel invested in Keyhole because it offers government and commercial users a new capability to radically enhance critical decision-making." End quote. In-Q-Tel sold its 5,636 shares of Google stock in 2005 for over $2.2 million, roughly 10 times its initial investment in Keyhole. A quote from Rob Zitz, former director at NEMA: "Within 2 weeks of In-Q-Tel's engagement with Keyhole, we implemented the technology to support our mission within the Pentagon." End quote. The NGA originally shared its massive libraries of satellite imagery with Keyhole to help the company build the seamless digital globe we use today. A quote from a 2003 In-Q-Tel press release: "Keyhole's strategic relationship with In-Q-Tel means that the intelligence community can now benefit from the massive scalability and high performance of the Keyhole enterprise solution." End quote. Before the Google acquisition, Keyhole's Earth Viewer was a high-end subscription service costing up to $600 per year for professional users. A quote from an NGA spokesperson in 2004: "We are looking for technologies that provide a God's eye view of the battlefield, and Keyhole is the closest we have seen to that ideal." End quote. Financial logs show that In-Q-Tel's investment in Keyhole was specifically brokered to ensure the CIA had a seat on the board during its formative growth years. As of 2026, Google Earth continues to blur or pixelate sensitive government sites like Area 51 and certain nuclear facilities at the request of international governments. But even with the declassification, the map has its blind spots. For instance, the surveillance gap contains some redactions. I would say more redactions than any other In-Q-Tel file, specifically the section on real-time latency 0. That's completely blacked out. Over 1,200 pages of live feed integration are also missing. Why is the agency hiding the true speed of the map? Get ready for the theory of the living map. Speculation suggests the 2026 version of Google Earth hides invisible cities used by the agency. This theory claims the redactions in the coordinate scrubbing logs hide entire metropolitan hubs that have been digitally removed from the public view, and that the blacked out pages detail ghost populations living in areas the map says are empty desert. What if the map is looking back? A dark rumor suggests the software is linked to your device camera, and the Glass Planet protocol allows the agency to see out of your screen while you look in at the map. This theory claims the redactions in the user biometrics section hide the fact that the map tracks your eye movements to see exactly which strategic assets you are curious about. Some imagine the 1,200 redacted pages have to do with a direct relay file hidden in there that hides a secret God mode, which allows the CIA to switch from a satellite photo to a live drone feed with a single click on any civilian's roof. Theorists looking at the blacked out pages suggest that indoor mapping logs must be there, which the agency has already used to map out the interior of every private home using Wi-Fi refraction, and has hidden these 3D floor plans behind the redacted black bars. Rumors say that the anomaly detection redactions hide evidence that Google Earth occasionally captures temporal rifts or craft that shouldn't exist, and the agency uses the redaction process to scrub these lapses before the public sees them. Gossip suggests the black bars in the subsurface topography section hide the fact that Keyhole technology was modified to locate underground resistance tunnels using satellite-based gravity sensors. In some of the more heavily sections, people suggest that the target acquisition is redacted because of the fact that every person's digital double on the map is assigned a threat score that updates in real time as you move through physical space. Another fringe theory suggests the redactions hide that the time slide feature is actually a way for the agency to deepfake the past, changing the historical satellite record to hide their own operational footprints. Dark whispers on the dark web suggest the redacted pages detail a point and stare protocol where a user's specific interest in a map location triggers an immediate automated surveillance tasking of a nearby classified satellite. Fringe gossip argues the redacted sections describe using the map to transmit infrasonic frequencies through mobile devices to disperse crowds in specific geographical kill zones. Speculation persists that the visual masking section is redacted because it describes a way to project digital fog over real-world locations, making them appear as empty fields to both the map and the human eye. Some believe the redactions hide the zero privacy mandate, a secret agreement that gives the CIA a veto power over what any civilian is allowed to see in their own neighborhood. Was In-Q-Tel Keyhole a success? Tactically, it is the most successful investment in CIA history. The agency turned a $2 million investment into a global utility that provides them with uninterrupted geospatial intelligence and billions of dollars in private sector R&D. Strategically, like so many other projects, it is a double-edged sword. While the agency has an unparalleled view of the world, so do their enemies. However, by staying one step ahead in the redaction process, the CIA ensures that the public sees only what they are allowed to see. As far as technological and operational breakthroughs go, the Glass Planet, aka Google Earth, fundamentally changed the nature of global awareness. For instance, venture catalyst model, the birth of using private capital to bypass the slow congressional budget process, 3D terrain visualization, and the ability to provide tactical fly-throughs for ground troops and pilots, data streaming efficiency, the development of pyramidal imaging that allows for massive data sets to be viewed on standard computers, and open source crowdsourcing, turning the global population into passive analysts who update the map's metadata for free. In-Q-Tel Keyhole reminds us that the line between a digital map and a weaponized view does not exist. As the files reveal, when you zoom in on the world, the agency is already there, waiting for you to click. Thanks for listening, and join us next time as we examine Operation Merlin. In the late 1990s, the agency used a Russian scientist to hand-deliver nuclear weapon blueprints to Iran. The catch: the plans were intentionally booby-trapped. We'll uncover the nuclear design manifest, the asset betrayal logs, and the moment the agency realized that their Trojan horse might have actually opened the door for a nuclear Iran. Join us next time for the failed wizard. In the meantime, I'll see you in the archives.